Everybody, we're officially starting our webinar. My name is Kaleen O'Connor, and I'm tuning in from Florida, USA. And we are, first of all, I just want to thank you for making the time to be with us tonight or tomorrow. If it's, well, for me, it's nighttime. If it's morning time for you. If there's one thing that is uniquely valuable for all of us, it's our time. And so the fact that you're dedicating a few minutes to be with us, we greatly appreciate. And there are three of us that are going to be adding value to your life tonight. And our goal is that you walk away with more understanding and knowledge than you do before you start. Okay. So the way the evening goes is I'm going to introduce all of our speakers. I'm your host, but we'll have a main presenter and then we'll have a live testimony that'll knock your socks off. And then I'll come back and wrap things up, and we will give an opportunity for live question and answer. Obviously we're in webinar mode, and so you can put your questions in the chat box and we will answer them once we get to that sequence. And then at the top of the hour, in about an hour from now, we also do incredible business training for those of us that are helping to share this breakthrough. So if you're a guest, you are welcome to stay for that. And those of us that are already familiar with all of this, definitely join us and make sure that you get your team members to join as well. Okay. So that's wonderful. It looks like we've got people I know we got people from Australia. I see people from Canada. Hawaii could be considered its own country. You know, Florida, all coast. That's great. So welcome wherever you are. Our first speaker tonight is a gentleman by the name of Stevie. He's a world expert in this health breakthrough and just an overall extraordinary global entrepreneur, family man, humanitarian. I can't say enough about him, and it means the world to me that he takes the time all the way from Australia to contribute to particularly those of us here in North America that are tuning in. So I want to invite you, as you listen to all the wonderful knowledge he's going to share with you, to really think from the viewpoint of inside the body, cellular health, the building blocks of everything that goes on in this body. So with that, Stevie, I'm going to turn it over to you and learn more things tonight, I'm sure, as well.
Thank you very much, Kaleen. I really appreciate you. I can't say enough about you either, and I certainly don't have the time to do it, which is kind of sad, but I'll just say that, you are greatly appreciated around the world because you clearly want to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world. So thank you very much. Thank you for the kind introduction. A world authority and expert. Look, only because anything that I have intelligent to say is just because I listen a lot and study a lot about what medical experts and scientific researchers are saying about this. And I'm going to go for a world record tonight and introduce this information to you as quickly as possible. What I have to share with you is nothing short of the single greatest health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical doctors, scientific experts say that this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. This is an exciting and entirely new frontier in science. So you've probably never seen or heard of anything like this before. It's category creating. And for 2 decades, science had declared it was impossible. It's a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world authority laboratory studies. A very advanced breakthrough. It's 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results. And drug companies wanted it shut down. I don't think they wanted you to know about it, but more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's get absolutely clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. This is not a drug, vitamin, minerals, or antioxidants. It's not secret herbs, spices, exotic berries, fancy juices, super shakes, angel oils, magic magnets, alkaline waters, electrolyte waters, laser shrooms, magical 5,000 euro tree lotions, potions, CBD oil, lotions, oils, or any of all of that other stuff that's already out there. What we'll be talking about instead is an entirely new frontier in science that goes well beyond nutrition. In fact, it goes well beyond any type of ingredients you already know about. This is a truly groundbreaking and category-creating healthcare breakthrough. This is the first part that we're going to talk about is Redox, cell signaling technology. It contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so they are native to your body. Redox signaling molecules are the cellular messengers that affect cell signaling, cell-to-cell communication, all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way. Now, redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that allows your body to regenerate its own tissue and maintain its health by allowing your cells to be able to detect and protect healthy cells, detect and repair unhealthy cells, and for cells that are too damaged to be repaired, detect and replace damaged cells. So basically, in a nutshell, redox signaling empowers your body to heal itself. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Bottom line, redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Why is this so important? Because we are all made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. They're the keys to life. Redox signaling molecules are essential for the function of all of our normal physiology. All of our biochemical and physiological processes in our body critically depend on redox signaling in and among our cells. Now, what I mean by critically, if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. When we're born, we make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, can run around all day, and not wake up sore the next. And it's also why they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, diet, toxins, and other environmental assaults, our cells break down, and our body's ability to make and use redox signaling molecules declines daily. Without as many of our redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing processes that we just discussed become slow and sluggish. As such, our cells, our bodies break down even more. So does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. ASEA takes science seriously and so doesn't do any scientific studies themselves. Instead, ASEA is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplementation, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in every body. And this is very serious science. I'll give you some examples. Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in '98 for their first discovery of redox signaling molecules, there have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published here in the National Library of Medicine, if you typed in redox signaling in the search bar, you would see well over 33,000 results. Now, this is a very difficult slide for me to keep up with. It is already out of date because there are more than 150 studies coming out almost every single month, and there are over 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling. And so according to medical researchers, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. And I'll give you a couple of examples. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and world redox congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And ASEA is already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, as we've just discussed, which translates to health at its most foundational level. And here's an example of that. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, that help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, that improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. But that's not all. But wait, there's more. These genes that we've just mentioned are key in the health of every individual. They play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, on top of all that, ASEA Redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Head professors of this university study saying that one of the most important effects on what they call disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. It's safer than the bottled water that you drink, the drinking water. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to be able to when it was younger and or healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care for who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, or whether you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, Redox uses, and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results, but you don't have to take my word for it. Let's listen to some medical doctors right now, what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. You can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries. But now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies. And this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Okay, so now that we've spoken a bit about cellular health from the inside out, which can be tricky to see, let's talk about cellular health from the outside in, which can be a lot easier to see, and that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28 Revitalizing Redox Gel and Renew Advanced Intensive Redox Serum. Supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, they are Renew Advanced Gentle Refining Cleanser and Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture speaks 1,000 words, so let's let some of these pictures speak to you now. And what they're going to show you is more than anti-aging results. In many regards, you're going to see age-reversing results. Lines and wrinkles being smoothed out, elasticity coming back to the skin, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, and other signs of poor health to the skin being rejuvenated, being renewed. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are coming back to the proper surfaces of the skin. Now, all of these photos are of the same person, Rosie, even though there is an obvious dramatic difference in the first two on the left. However, Rosie didn't notice the moment by moment, day by day, week by week changes that were happening because Rosie didn't take these photos. Her doctor who recommended to see it to her took the photos. And so Rosie went back to the doctor after these, 7 weeks saying, these products don't work for me. They're not doing anything. And then the doctor pulled out the photos. So moral of this story, number one, is when you get back to your family member or friend that introduced you here and to get onto ASEA, and naturally you want to see how it goes, take photos. That is how you see how it goes. And anything that you can't take a photo of, write it down, keep a record of it. The second moral of this story is that some people notice results very quickly, like Rosie, just 7 weeks, others in 7 days, and many, many people in just 7 minutes. However, there are other people who have more going on with their health, and so they need to use more product and more time and more patience. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules work on every single person every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Now, on the note of noticing the change, let's see if you can spot the difference here, because this is Dr. Marty Moran, and he decided to do a scientific experiment on his very own face and use Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. So see if you can spot the difference really quick. Maybe pop it in the chat box. See if you can pop in some answers there. What side did he use Renew 28 on? What side did he not? I'll give you some clues. Have a look at the lines running down either side of the corners of the mouth, lines running down either side of the nose. Have a look at the cheeks. Do you notice more prevalence in wrinkles, bagginess, bunchiness on one side as opposed to the other? Here's maybe the biggest clue of all. Can you notice where the glasses may be slanting to? Maybe suggesting more droopiness on one side of the face. In fact, if you look at his eyes, it looks quite peculiar as well. So if you said that it was on his right side or our left side that he used the Renew 28, correct, well done. And thank you, Dr. Marty Moran, for literally walking around like a weirdo just to prove to us how effective Renew 28 is where you use it versus where you don't. You don't just have to use it for your face. You could use it on your arms, hands, on your belly, and also your bum. These pictures are from a study performed by a very renowned and world-leading laboratory. This scientific organization did this study because there are a lot of reports coming in from all around the world that people were seeing their cellulite disappear, and these people were attributing it to the time that they'd been using Renew 28. And so the scientists from this organization set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see if there was any truth to these stories. And what they found was that after just 12 weeks, there was in fact a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover why this was happening, they saw the fat, the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite, was actually being dissolved post the use of Renew 28. And so Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture and smoothing the skin, supporting surface skin cell renewal, not just for visibly younger looking skin, but actual healthier skin. Renew 28 also helps soothe skin discomfort after such things as shaving and or sun exposure, etc. But Renew 28 is not just for your skin. It helps soothe discomfort around the body. Now you can test this and you can know if a seal works in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, neck, shoulder, elbow, hand, fingers, back, hip, ankles, anywhere, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being maximum discomfort. Apply Renew 28 on the point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of discomfort within approximately 5, 10, 15 minutes. Now, nothing that I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that's going on with you, and ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. What I'm going to do, Kaleen, is I'm going to ask you, please, if you would be so kind as to introduce our next very special guest who has a very special experience, Redox experience, to share with us all. Thank you.
Absolutely, Stevie. Thank you. So it's my honor to introduce Dan Doyle, who also definitely is in the Hall of Fame in terms of being a world authority. He's become a great personal friend of mine, and it's his story that actually made me believe in this product and how it could help me and my family just 4 years ago, and it's been life-changing. So Danny, thank you for joining us tonight to give us, some real experience with this.
Thank you, Kaleen, and thank you, Stevie. Great to be on the call. Great to be alive and well in these crazy times and what's happening. And obviously, you guys caught up in what's happening with the election at the moment. Crazy, crazy times. I'm glad I'm watching it from this side of the fence. Anyway, just to follow on from what Stevie was talking about, I'm here to give my testimonial. It's a testimonial that's pretty compelling, but there are a lot of other compelling testimonials out there as well. With this incredible breakthrough, we see miracles happening all day, every day, if we didn't know any better. The great thing about this is that we share this with people. We don't sell anything. We don't sell, we tell. And that's what we're here to do today. We're here to simply share information. So for those who are new on the call, please relax, take a load off, uncross your arms and unfold your legs. And as I said, we're simply here to share information so you can make a decision that, somebody's given you a gift here today. And whether you open up that gift or not is totally up to you guys. So hopefully this information will be able to help you to make that decision, whether you open that gift and use it or not. So I grew up in Sydney in Australia and played many sports. This was one of them back when I was 24 years old, nearly 53 now. And this was the start of me being a young entrepreneur too in the health and fitness industry. And if I fast forward 20 years to the age 44 and not being a bodybuilder anymore, I had employed about 3,500 people by this stage and had built and sold around 20 traditional businesses. And this was coming to the end of my entrepreneurial days only for the fact that even though I was fit and healthy, or I thought I was, I actually lost my health, and I lost it due to the fact of using the weed killer Roundup from Monsanto. So here's a picture of me in 2011, 6 months after that photo. You can see I've got no hair from the top of my head to my toes. And what I went through in that hospital in Sydney in Australia, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. 2.5 years of hospital visits. This is a friend of mine, Johnny Manor, played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. He had been through the hospital visits that I was going through in this photo. He was in remission at this time. His issue came back after this photo was taken, went straight back into hospital. We lost him at the age of 23 years old. Very sad time. At the end of my 2.5 years in and out of this hospital, I was told to get my affairs in order by my doctors. It was a big shock. And I made a decision at that point, which I'm a totally different person these days. I took the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. It's something that I recommend everybody does. Take the responsibility of your health back into your own hands. And I did that, and I did some research, went onto an alkaline diet, spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants from other companies from around the world, companies that were in the network marketing industry. They use that business model for distribution, something that I would have never have contemplated even buying from these companies because I came from traditional business and I didn't believe in the network marketing model, but it's just another business model. So I bought these products, Zango, their mangosteen juice, Isogenics, Product B, Cellgevity, Max Products, Pro Tandem from LifeVantage, Kangen Water, all these things I was using religiously for 2 years on that very clean, pristine diet. Fast forward 2 years, this was the result of me trying to look after my own health. So I was still in a lot of trouble. My blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. And yeah, I was still in very, very bad shape. Didn't feel good, didn't look good. This is 2014. A friend of mine reached out and he said, I think I found something that can help. So long story short, flew to Salt Lake City. I started on the ASEA Redox cell signaling supplement while I was there. 3 hours, toxins coming out of my body so fast they were coming out of my skin with little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year stomach problem had gone away, caffeine intolerance. And in 2 to 3 days, all the lung damage that I had from the hospital visits, I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect. So with those results, I went back to Australia and I kept drinking the product. I was in an unfortunate situation where I could only afford the maintenance amount of product, which is 1 bottle per week, knowing that I needed at least a bottle a day for what I was going through. I persisted on that amount of product. About halfway through 2015, 6 to 8 months on the product, I was able to financially afford more product. By December 2015, 1 year after I started on the product, the doctors gave me some really good news. This is a photo of me on the day they told me there was no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away. I had neck problems, back, hips, pelvis, shoulder, hand. My body was like it was in a car wreck and it was pretty beat up. All these things had gone away by this photo, including 20 years of pollen problems where I'd be sneezing, runny nose all the time. That was my journey back to health. Fast forward and 3 years on the product, you can see the anti-aging side of what this can do. I always like to go back here and show 2014, and what you're seeing here is a reflection of what was going on in the inside at the time. 1 year on the product, looking a lot better, definitely feeling a lot better too. This is a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. And fast forward 3 years on the product, you can see my complexion, skin looking almost flawless. Not bad at around 50 years old at that time. And that was a reflection of what was happening on the inside at that time as well. My specialist told me that I needed to continually go and see him and have regular checkups every 6 months. He said I was still going to be in a lot of trouble with my health. Off my own back, I went and got a PET scan, and last week I had some blood works done and got the results of those blood works today, and everything is still absolutely perfect. And birthday coming up in December, and they told me I wouldn't last till 2 years ago at the age of 51. I'm 53 in December. Everything is absolutely perfect. Totally blessed that I've got my health back. If I look back 6 years, I would never have thought that I would ever get my health back with what they were telling me and what they were putting me through. We had lost everything financially. We almost went to the Salvation Army for food stamps. We were living in a van in Australia. And not too long after I started sharing ASEA with people, not taking advantage of the business model behind it, but automatically talking to people, sharing it with people, helping people. It became a responsibility with what I knew, with what the product was doing for me. I couldn't keep it to myself. It was a purpose-filled mission, and that's what it's become, to help as many people as possible. It gave us the ability to receive thank you checks, which I invested back into my own health. I say it was the business that saved my life. If it wasn't for the business model behind ASEA, which Stevie's going to talk about shortly, I wouldn't have been able to afford the product for my health. So when somebody comes to us in that situation, we do help them and give them ideas of what they can do as far as raising money, because not everybody can afford the product. Even though if I knew what I know now and they told me this was going to be $1,000 a bottle, I'd still pay for it, knowing what it is. This is a compelling opportunity. I believe it'd be the most compelling opportunity we'll come across in our lifetime. We've got an incredible business model that can take people back to their health with the biggest breakthrough, and also anywhere they want to go financially if they're willing to help people and give this a go. And with that, I'm going to throw back to Kaleen or to Stevie, and Stevie's going to continue with the opportunity side of what we've got.
Stevie, show us how we can help others with this incredible knowledge and breakthrough with ASEA. And guys, remember while he's pulling up his screen again to, if you're taking notes, write down your questions because we will have some time to answer them at the end.
Okay, can you see my screen, my blank blue screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you very much, Dan. I appreciate you. All right, let me get into this really quick, folks. With every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. So there's a very big opportunity behind this to make a living while bettering people's lives. And when Dan was caring enough to call me, it's exactly what he did. What he didn't know when he called me is that my father and my mother-in-law had extremely grave health concerns, life concerns, actually. I had, a few health concerns, and so did my wife, nothing life concerning, but we did have very grave life concerning financial problems, financial concern. And so Dan really changed our life in a number of ways with these life-changing breakthroughs, life-changing financial opportunity, and a life-changing culture here too. There's a very big opportunity behind all of this to make a living, but it's while bettering people's lives. So ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplementation for two very simple reasons. Number one, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And two, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, ASEA can't be copied because there's no way to look into a bottle and reverse engineer ASEA, because there are trade secrets in making ASEA. There are trade secrets in making it. So it's not just allowed to be copied, it is virtually impossible to copy it. That means we have no copycats. That means we will have no copycats. And that means no competition. No one in the world has what ASEA has, no one. And ASEA has products that no other products in the world can do. None of them. Nothing else out there can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body like Redox can. Redox works on everybody. Nothing in the body works as well, or in fact at all, without Redox. Redox can't hurt anybody. Everybody needs Redox. And ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a Redox supplement from. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, human performance, sports science, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries, and ASEA doesn't just serve all of them. It's the most important baseline thing to take care of. And again, at a depth and level of achievement in the human body, nothing else can touch. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We want to help a lot of people. We want to help the whole world, and we can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing Redox with others. You receive a ongoing or residual income, not only from the first purchases, but also from every single lifelong ongoing purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA. And you can refer as many people as you like, so that income is limitless. And it's even compounded and limitless again, because on top, you receive a residual income from the lifelong ongoing purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, or whatever, what happens? People tell people, who naturally tell other people, who then tell even more people. It's called word of mouth marketing, and is not just the most ancient, but still today the #1 most powerful and #1 most effective form of marketing in the world. And word spreads worldwide very quickly, especially with how connected the world is in today's age. So there's really no limits to, how far you can expand your business and how greatly you can grow your residual income. And ASEA is currently in 35 countries and growing and opening new markets almost every single year. Based on the existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. So for people who are looking for a part-time, full-time, big-time, or maybe a legacy leaving income for generations of loved ones, or even for people who are just looking for extra time, or, you know, I would just love to have more time type of income. Look, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. So for people who are switched on, smart, business-minded, for people who've been wanting to be in exactly the right place at exactly the right time, for people who are able to recognize a good thing when it's coming their way, for people who are switched on enough to know that the environment has changed dramatically just in the last 6 months in regards to how you earn money and maintain financial security. This is a very significant opportunity to make a very significant impact in people's lives and make a very significant residual income that comes in even when you're not able to physically work from the growth of this global expansion. But I've got to tell you the truth here. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with ASEA. Who you become and what you do is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make you. Now, you can make really great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. Have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and a great lifestyle. We've missed this greatly this year, but we're very optimistic that we're going to be able to do it the next. But really, at the end of the day, it's the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. So I want to give you a quick peek at to how this all started. And maybe you're asking a question, if this is such a big deal, why am I not hearing about this from my doctor? And maybe some of you are actually, because there are now hundreds of doctors all over the world now recommending Redox to their patients because they're seeing unprecedented results. But the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, these big drug companies did offer to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, get this, they wanted ASEA to shut down and they wanted everyone taken off Redox. But thankfully, our founders of ASEA, Vertus Norden and his son Tyler Norden, they had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal with big drug companies. Because Vertus and Tyler got to see people who went from severe health challenges that once left those people and their doctors, in fact, feeling hopeless, to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox, just like Dan's story. And when Vertus and Tyler saw these people, they were filled with a great sense of purpose, responsibility, to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they said no to the payout. They said no to selling out and yes to people. You see, what had started as just a big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down the huge sums of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route, the health route, rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it now available immediately to everyone without a prescription. One of ASEA's principles was demonstrated very clearly here, and that is to always put people and principles over and above ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and the corporate teams, they come from exceptional experienced backgrounds. They come from Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous household name companies. But it's their corporate soul that is also important to them and also what makes them truly unique and first class. And that is, at the end of the day, it's people that matter most. So you're in very good hands. I want to invite you to get back with the person who shared this with you. Don't worry about what the time is in your neck of the woods. They'll be glad to hear from you. Let them know what you've seen here, what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers very easily. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly of all, and this is what gives the claim breakthrough an exclamation mark, there are hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see that ASEA is the real deal. So do you want to be happier and healthier? Do you want to live younger, longer? Do you want to help people be happier and healthier? Do you want a better life, income, lifestyle? Do you want to increase the prosperity of the planet? Do you want to make a difference in the world? Start by doing it with one person, and that person is you. And if you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others, and your life will also become better in many, many more ways. Become part of this redox reality and you can become more. So thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy. May you always be well. And thank you very much, Kaleen, for having me here.
Got to take myself off mute. Thank you, Stevie, as always. Okay, folks, I'm just going to quickly share my screen too, and we're going to wrap up. So get your questions ready. And let me move some things around here. Okay, good. Hopefully, can everybody, Stevie, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. You just haven't started.
Okay.
Showing
Okay, good. Yeah, there we go. Okay,
there you
guys. So this is just to bring you back to basics on our product line here. You know, obviously we've been talking about our cell signaling molecules, and in the blue bottle here, they're in the drinkable form. And then we have the topical versions of it and phenomenal nutrition as well, right? So this is the purpose of the final part of this presentation is just to show you how you can take advantage of these resources. So no matter, you know, where you see yourself, one of the most important things is to set the correct expectations. So particularly when you're drinking the molecules, they're going through every system in your body. They're restoring cellular communication in areas where it might have been diminished for a long time. So you don't want to just ever say to the person that invited you, hey, I just want to try a bottle and see if it works. Or maybe I'll just try it for a week or a month. Because you can see from this graph that what we find with over 10 years of consumer research is that if you give us a full 90 days versus you can see 1 week, it's anywhere from 10 to 15% of consumers versus 3 months, we're up to 95%, will perceive a result in their body. Now, we know the moment that you start either applying it topically or drinking it, it starts to change right down at the blood cellular level, but you may not feel a difference, okay? So this is just to kind of orient you to set the correct results. And then again, with the topicals, you know, this is something that you can also order that really complements well. If you have a skincare line you already love, great. The Renew 28 gel will work with it. Or you can really maximize all the benefits and try the skincare line as well. Okay? And then finally, again, what's incredible about our nutrition, we didn't reinvent nutrition. There's incredible nutrition products on the market. These are the raw materials that work with the redox molecules. What I think is phenomenal about these is they are whole food nutrition, nothing synthetic, and they each have a patented absorption complex that guarantees that no matter what condition your gut or digestion is, when you consume these vitamins, you're going to absorb almost all of the formula because of that absorption complex. So often nutrition is not so much what you're taking, but can you absorb it? And so we've definitely thought that through and guarantee that that will happen for you. So you can get your questions answered on that, okay? Also, just it's really important, the reason we keep encouraging you to get back to the person that invited you, whether they're on the webinar tonight or not, is that sometimes you can find these products on third-party websites. The reason you want to always get it from source, you know you're getting it directly from ASEA, the biotechnology company that makes it. So you're guaranteed quality and purity. You're guaranteed that you're not going to receive product that's expired because it's against our policy. It will never happen. You're guaranteed that it's safe. It hasn't been tampered with. Plus, you get incredible customer service from our corporate office and accountability if for some reason your package does arrive incomplete or damaged, and product and education support from the distributor that you enroll with. And that's really important because this is not your normal supplement. This is, you know, a breakthrough for humanity, and we work out specific product plans for you based on your health goals. And so you won't get that if you just order it arbitrarily off of a website from somewhere. We also have a 30-day money-back guarantee when you order it directly from an ASEA representative. and a free product program called Loyalty Rewards, right? So again, just, you know, do you see yourself as a consumer? You've got all the benefits Stevie went over of just living longer, better health, and getting, you can choose full price or wholesale pricing. You can share it with others to get your product paid for, to also get wholesale pricing, and to take advantage of special incomes. And you can even really build it to replace your full-time income, or even what we call a legacy income. And so whatever your goal is, there's a way to order the product and account that's right for you. And this is just an example of that, where you can just pay full price. We do have a full price customer account called a retail customer. But when you order as a wholesale customer or open up an associate account, you do get 25% off the full price of the product. And as an associate, you pay a one-time $40 US currency fee, membership fee, or the equivalent to that in whatever your country's currency is. And then just once a year, not monthly, you'll pay $25 after that initial $40. So a year later, and every year that you keep your account active, if you pay that $25, you get all the benefits of the free product rewards program, discounted packages on your first enrollment, incredible promotions, and again, the opportunity to earn commissions when you're helping other people. So, you know, again, the point here is that we want to help you live longer, better, stronger, and support your body's ability to heal and recover. And I'm just going to leave you with this incredible quote from Vertis Norton. And he says, we're all at the start of something big with great purpose. And right now is the moment that we began. Let me give that to you again. We are all at the start of something big with great purpose. And right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future. We can change the world. So I share that with you as we go into our question time, because as you can see, we're very purpose driven, and Vertis and Tyler Norton, as our founders, really imbue the culture of putting people over profits. So no matter what, tonight, take a moment with us and get your questions answered, and also, or go back to the person that invited you. Don't sit on this. It's bigger than you can even imagine. And the sooner that you actually start rubbing it on your body and drinking it, you'll know for yourself, and you'll be able to have an incredible story, you know, on whatever level your health goal is, you know, as Dan Doyle did as well, as I did, and my husband and my family. So thank you for your time tonight. Again, that officially ends our presentation.